Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our proprietary equity scans for the coming session. This is going to be for Tuesday, May 28th, 2013. Today we've had kind of a mixed session. We opened lower and are, for the most part, above where we opened, but it's still a down day across the board. So we've got kind of a mix of signals here as a result of that. A couple camouflage buy signals on the NASDAQ leaders. We've got Amazon showing up there, Broadcom and Win. A couple of sell signals in the form of the CPS signals, CLAC, and Entertainment Arts, EA, both of which will be on the list for tomorrow. The other one that's kind of popping out here is Baidu. Has a pretty good open-close deviation. It's 2.5% above the day's open, so that has been in motion and is trying to break out a little bit higher. So I'm going to be tracking that for next week as well. Moving on to the financials. The financials are a little bit better to buy, but nothing's on a volume bump. Got one CPS condition in American Express, AXP. The rest of the signals are all differentials. And as far as the energy names are very mixed. I've got some to buy, some to sell, and a couple of them are conflicted here. So we're going to have to wait for the close for these things to shake out. But keep in mind that while we do have kind of things that are all over the board without any true bias, we're also with very, very light volume here so far today. So might not be my favorite sector to play on Monday. We'll have to see, or Tuesday rather. We'll have to see how it goes. As far as the generals go, these are very much paired off. Buys are pretty much equaling the sells. Got a couple of conflicts here that'll resolve themselves before the close. Not really seeing too many volume bumps. Hewlett-Packard's still on the move. This one's to the downside today, 1.5% below the day's open and almost 0.75% below the day's VWAP. So that's a definite distribution day there. Housing stocks, very light volume. I think they kind of shot their bullets previous two trading sessions. We do have a couple upside signals. We've got one in Lowe's, that's a camouflage buy, and also one at DHI, that's a differential buy. But neither of those are on any particularly interesting volume. Definitely going to keep an eye on Federal Express next week, FDX. We've got a downside CPS signal and is trading decent volume relative to what everything else is doing today. Also, it's more than 1% below the day's open and pretty weak in a fairly decent tape. The commodities are where we're seeing a little bit more weakness. We've got a fair amount of downside CPS conditions, so these are definitely going to be on the list for Monday. Look at ABX. That's more than 2% below the day's open. Silver Wheaton, 1.5% below the day's open. So you can kind of see the theme here that's developed. All right, folks. As always, thanks for listening. We've got a long weekend coming up, so we're not going to see you again until Tuesday, but hopefully we'll see you again then. So until then, this has been Rich for tradesight. Thanks for listening.